Hello and welcome. I'm Joseph McClendon III, and welcome to Further, Faster Now. I'm really excited today because I have a friend of, almost a decade now, an amazing woman. Her name is Idelma Rust, and she is from Holland, a very powerful lady, and she's going to share with us a little bit about some of the things that she is doing and a project that she has started and that she's well along her way in helping women achieve more in their lives. So welcome to the show, Idelma. Thank you so much for being here at what I call Stone Cliff Manor in our studios here. Welcome to Further, Faster.
Thank you so much. It's an honor, and it's great to be in your professional studio here today.
yes.
So
it's fun. So Idelma, share with us a little bit about yourself first. Again, we've known each other for quite some time, and rather than me to try and butcher what you do, please share with us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and a little bit about your project that you're doing to help women, which, by the way, yesterday here in the United States, well, actually it's international. This is International Women's Day. So what better time to do that?
That's right, yeah. So my name is Idelmadelmar. I live in Holland indeed, and I started a business. I call myself the Videopitch Queen because I help.
The Videopitch Queen, by the way. Yes.
Let's emphasize that.
Yes.
Because I help female entrepreneurs to capture their pitch, their company pitch on video. I see that lots of women find it still scary to start sharing their message on video and become more visible. But in this day of age, it's necessary to start doing more with video, with social media and marketing-wise. So I help and guide women through that process.
Can you give, first off, what do you mean by pitch? You know, if people are in sales, they kind of know what that is. But in your definition, how would you describe what a pitch is? And why is it important for people to start doing more of that now?
Yes. So a pitch is that you have a very clear description about what you do, what makes you different from anyone else who's doing something similar. So let's, for example, take the coaches or the trainers. There are so many people who call them nowadays a coach. But why should I come to you and not to someone else? I want to understand that. So I help women create a video no longer than 1 minute where they mention their unique selling points, exactly what they do. So for example, being a coach, the same example. If you say I'm a life coach, it's quite broad.
Right.
But perhaps you help people with marriage problems. That's a little bit more specific. So that's what I mean with a pitch. Explain very clearly what you do and what makes you different from anyone else.
And by the way, I want to say, and if everybody was listening, which they are, you did that in less than 45 seconds when I asked you who you are, what you do. You said, I'm Delmar, I do this, and this, boom, boom, boom. We know exactly what you do. So that's awesome. And why is it, like you said, with social network and all that's going on, why is it so important for people to have that in the first place?
Yes. Well, lots of times also when you go to like a network event, you talk with lots of people. And what I often come across is that people have a hard time selling themselves.
Right.
And it's not really about selling yourself, but about really clearly and shortly describing this is who I am and this is what I do. If you have that same problem on the internet, when you have a website and you have a long description about all the things that you do, the chances are big that people will visit your website, but then within 3 seconds they check out, go to the next one. You don't want them. You want to capture their attention. And with video, they immediately see who you are, the type of energy you have, what you can offer, and it becomes very clear for your audience if they want to do business with you or not.
Spectacular. And you're so spot on that. And that is, in my opinion, where not only things are heading, but they're already there. I had a doctor's appointment the other day, just kind of a checkup. And I went in and my physician, I've been seeing this guy for many, many years. He goes, I just heard that you're famous. And I go, well, I don't know about that. And he said, how can I learn more about you? And I was going to say, go to my website. But before I got that out, he goes, what is your Instagram address? And so Instagram, as you know, you can only do 1 minute.
Yeah.
And so, there, And so I look at now, that's kind of the calling card for people now. It used to be a business card. Here's my business card. You could write a couple things on there, but they're going to want to go further. So what you're saying is that women that may be looking to get themselves out there or advertise themselves, this is a quick and easy way, not, I shouldn't say easy, but a step-by-step way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And also in this day and age, people really want to get to know the person behind the company. Right. So it's also a little bit about creating a personal relationship from the start, because they will see you, not just a pretty picture, but more about you and what you do. So it's an easier way to spread that message.
And can you, without giving too much away, or maybe you do one, can you share with us maybe some of the steps that you take ladies through, women through to, and another question, two questions. Number one, is this only just for women, or can us men do this as well?
Of course. Of course. I'm very much focused on the female group, because I'm a female myself, and I see that there is still lots to gain within that group. Right. But of course, I'm more than happy to help you, Joseph, or any other guy out there. Yeah, okay. So the steps, well, some of the steps, because it's like a process. So people think it's quite easy, just put a camera on and let's do this. But you really have to prepare yourself. So preparation is really, really key.
It really is, yeah.
You really have to know what is it that I'm going to say. And it's also like an internal process, because you get confronted with your own business. So if you say, well, I'm a coach, I do this, but make it as specific as possible, so people really know, with these type of problems, I can come to you, I can call you, because you can help me. And furthermore, it's important to think about your target audience. So with what type of group do you work? What's your focus? Is it young people in the age of 14 till 18, or is it elderly people? So you can very further customize your message with the right language, the right wording for that audience.
Particular demographic, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So it starts off with preparation, knowing exactly what you're going to say, and I let people write it out, because it's a 1-minute video, so you have probably lots of ideas, but if it's all in your head, it will be a long, messy story. Right. So really write it out, and then start creating like a script. We do that together. I guide you through that process. About the target audience. And then finally, it's the creation of the video, and we try, or we do that as professional as possible. So also with the audio, with the lighting, and having the right location, the right setup. Because if you do it in your own living room with lots of books and messy background, people will get distracted. Right. So it has to be a professional video. It's not vlogging or anything like that. That people, whenever they walk on the street, they start filming themselves. Right. It's really for business purpose. Having that 1-minute video, and we do it as professional as possible. That
is awesome. And 1 minute goes by like that.
Yes.
So to be able to do that, to get all of their lives, I know myself, and everybody knows, and you even said earlier, I tend to talk a lot. And so, sometimes. So to be able to narrow that down to 1 minute and precise and concise, to be able to do that is very, very important. So is this only, you're from Holland, can other people around the world do this? Is this something that I have to be face-to-face with you to do, or do you do this online as well?
I do this online as well, and I'm actually going to create an online course, so you can do it yourself, step by step, without me being there, only online, of course. And I'm starting out in the Netherlands, but my target is also to travel a little bit and organize these types of workshops around the world. So who knows, I might come back here one day.
Yeah, well,
yes, but yes. So online and offline both. So if you want to have the more intensive guidance from my side, it's one-on-one, right. And otherwise we can do it online.
Right. And so have you noticed that there has been a new surge of women coming out and doing that? And the reason I ask that is nowadays, I'm in America right now, and we just had a general election, is what we call it. And in that election, there have been more women that have come into politics, and more women that have been doing more, and more women that are stepping up and doing things that were usually male-dominated positions. And so have you noticed that that's more in your country as well, all around, or?
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially with female entrepreneurs, we see that the group is growing fast. More women who wants to do besides having a family or something like that, they want to start their own business,
Right.
become more independent. So that group is growing very rapidly. The problem that I see in my country is that women tend to think too little. That they are sometimes scared to have big dreams, big goals, and also financial goals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In Holland, it's like, well, it's a little bit strange that you're thinking about those things for whatever
Still?
reason. It still is.
Really?
We're working on it,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
still
yeah.
is. And so you also see that with video, because then all of a sudden you can reach a much bigger audience, but that comes also with sometimes internal fears, like, oh, well, more people can see me and can judge me or whatever. And so there's still lots to do on that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's part of your process as well, is to help them get over that fear or that inhibition that they can or they should, or who's viewing me, or stage fright or anything like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like a couple of months ago, I helped an elderly lady, and she was so thrilled about the aspect that I also coached her along the way, because she said, you really believe in me, and I needed that encouragement to start using video, because I knew I needed it, but I was just too scared to do it by myself. So having someone who can actually guide you and point out the strengths in your business is very, very useful.
Yeah,
so
and
that's what I try to do.
And you have that vantage point because you're a professional yourself, and you have that vantage point to be able to look at somebody and see their strengths and help them bring those things out, their strengths in themselves as well as their business.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
For sure.
And so as you're doing this, and I well, ask you a little bit how we can get a hold of you and how we can get involved with what you do.
Of course.
But as you're doing this and you're going through, like you're just in Holland right now, and your message, if you will, to women that are kind of sitting on the fence and going, should I do this, or this sounds good, but I'm not that kind of person, or anything that's going on to them, what would you say to them now if they have, say, because right now, in more than any time in history of man, more people are stepping, I shouldn't say that, more than any time in the history of modern man, people are stepping up and becoming more independent and starting their own businesses and doing things on their own. And so what would you say to the person, the woman, who's sitting back going, well, I don't necessarily have the resources, or I just have this idea, or that, I'm not sure if I should do this, and I'm not sure if this is for me. What would you say to them?
Yeah, well, actually only 2 words. Or 3 words, just do it. Because only when you start moving, doing things, and you can still adjust along the way. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we tend to focus a lot on this perfect image. What if I wait till I have my website, till I have my logo, till I have the whole process written out. But if you start telling people about your business and just start moving, you will get more excited, and you can further adjust it along the way. But it's better to move than to regret later on that you've waited so long for so many years. And the same goes for video. Just do it. And sometimes it's nice to have someone to guide you through the process, to do it by yourself, but just do it. A nice example, when I started to work with video, I think it's about 4 or 5 years ago, I remember the first video I shared on Facebook, and I was so scared to share it, to just
push that button.
The send button. And once I did it, I closed my laptop. I said, I don't want to see it, because everyone will react negatively, and all the negative voices in my head. But in the end, everyone was very positive. So it's sometimes you can be your biggest enemy yourself. To do things. So just do it. Just make the first move, even if it's something simple or small. But be in movement.
Yeah, I always say that if somebody's watching you and judging you, what are they doing? You're the one that's doing something. They're sitting there, throwing shade at you, not doing anything. And I love what you said, and it's my core belief, and that is that an object in motion tends to stay in motion. That's physics. So once you start doing something, you start affecting everything else around you, as well as you start to, once you do it, you go, well, I did that, and maybe I can improve on it. Maybe I can do another one. And now what you're saying is you give them the system. They can make as many videos as they want.
Yeah, exactly.
That's spectacular. So share with us how we would get a hold of you, how we would find you, and maybe watch your 1-minute video about how we can do this as well.
Yeah, of course. So several ways. Instagram, I'm quite active on Instagram. The Videopitch Queen, idelmadelmar. Or my website, idelmadelmar.nl. The English version will become available very soon, so you will find more information about what I have. And what's perhaps also nice to know, I have a very nice checklist, Videopitch checklist,
nice.
with 5 steps that you can go through to check whether you're ready for your first pitch to create it by yourself. So they can download it.
Yeah, do us a favor, and I'm going to, on the video, and I'll put up your website and everything there. Excellent. But would you spell us through, Idelma Delmar? Would you spell us through?
Yeah, of course. Okay. IDELMA, Maria... DELMAR, idelmadelmar.nl from the Netherlands. Yeah,
perfect, from Netherlands.
But I'll share it with you, and you can put it in your notes.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'll put it in. If you're watching us on YouTube or anything, I'll put it up in the section below. And so you mentioned before that it's in Dutch now, but the English version is coming
very soon.
Okay,
yeah,
great, fantastic.
So perhaps even when the podcast is live, they can already
soon.
See. Well, I'm working on it. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, listen, thank you so much, and I'm going to thank you in advance because I jokingly say this, but it's the absolute truth. We cannot live on this planet without women. And it has been thousands and thousands of years of men ruling. And I say ruling, it's a little bit harsh, but in that position. And it's a new day and age. And whether it's race, whether it's gender, whether it is sexual preference, whatever it is, things are changing. And it's really time. And I thank you for being somebody that is, stepping into that place and just saying, hey, you can do this as well. And here's a process to do that. Because I think that is key as well, Idelma. And that is that you can give people knowledge. You can tell people what to do. You can give them a book to read. But if they don't do something about it, then nothing's going to happen. And so what you're offering is an opportunity for people to do something with it. So parting words, what would you say to anybody listening in terms of stepping up and making it happen? And you can't just do it as well, whatever else you would just say.
Okay. Well, I would definitely recommend for people to look into video, whether they want to work with me or do it by themselves, because it offers so many opportunities. You know yourself, probably you have videos on YouTube, etc., and people find you through those channels. So definitely start doing it, and perhaps you have to start doing it by yourself at home to just get familiar with your own voice and with your own appearance on video. But that will give you some practice for the real thing. So start exploring that option, because it will help you in attracting more people to your website and more customers and more people to help.
Oh, perfect. And again, lastly, I'm glad you said that with regard to practice it at home. Start doing something. I know for myself, when I started making videos a few years ago, I couldn't stand to watch it. I would do it, and like you said, I'd close the laptop and I wouldn't come back for a couple of days. Yeah. But that goes away the more that you do it. So, Idelma, thank you so much, and thank you for what you do. And if you have an interest, visit her on her website and make it happen. And remember this: life is exactly what you dare to make it, and fortune favors the bold. This is Further Faster. I'm Joseph McClendon. This is Idelma Delmar, and I will see you at the top.